A piece of glass can be blue in the morning, silver at noon, and almost black after sunset. Nothing about the glass has changed. But the light has moved, the room has changed around it, and suddenly you are looking at a different color story. That is one of the things I love most about glass. It refuses to be understood from only one angle. Welcome to Stories Made by Hand, a glass-bound ink podcast about books, handmade art, imagination, and the stories we bring into everyday life. I'm Lori Collins. This program uses AI-assisted production, including an authorized digital version of my voice. The experiences, opinions, writing, and creative direction come from me and from the work behind glass-bound ink. When a glass piece seems to change color, is the color actually changing, or are we changing the way we see it? Usually, the glass is giving us information that was already there. Different light reveals different parts of it. Think about a photograph of a sunset. The colors in the photograph stay fixed, even when you move it from one room to another. Glass behaves differently because light does not only land on its surface. Depending on the glass, light may pass through it, reflect from it, scatter across texture, or bounce from the surface behind it. That means color in glass is never just the color listed on a label. It is the color of the material, plus the light, plus the background, plus the other glass nearby. The first part of the color story is the light source. Morning daylight often feels cooler and clearer. Late afternoon light can add warmth. A lamp with a warm bulb may pull gold, amber, or violet forward, while a cooler light may make blue and green feel sharper. Even two white lights are not necessarily the same kind of white. That is why a glass piece can look calm beside one window and dramatic beneath another lamp. So if someone falls in love with a piece in one photograph, should they expect it to look exactly the same at home? They should expect the same piece, but not one frozen expression of it. Photographs are useful, and makers work hard to represent color honestly. But a camera records one light, one angle, and one moment. Living with glass means seeing what happens in all the other moments. That is not a defect. It is part of the experience. The second part is direction. Place a transparent or textured piece in front of a window, and it may glow from within. Move it against a wall, and the reflected color may become more important. Set it on a dark table, and lighter lines may suddenly stand out. Put it on white, and the entire palette may feel more open. A piece displayed upright can tell a different story from the same piece lying flat, simply because the light reaches it differently. This is why I like to look at a finished piece in more than one place. I want to see it in direct light, softer room light, and against both light and dark surroundings. The piece is not being indecisive. It is showing its range. And texture changes that range too, very much. Smooth glass may create a broad reflection. Rippled, hammered, iridescent, or patterned surfaces break that reflection into smaller movements. A color that seems still from across the room can become lively when you pass close to it. Transparent glass lets the background participate. Opalescent glass may hold more of its own visual weight. A combination of the two can create depth. One color reads first, then another appears underneath or along an edge. The third part of the story is layering. When colors sit beside each other, overlap, or fuse into a shared design, they affect one another. A pale color may become a highlight beside a deep one. A narrow line of contrast may define an entire shape. A translucent layer may soften what lies beneath it without hiding it. Heat is also part of the process. In kiln-formed work, glass is arranged before firing, but the final relationship among color, surface, and shape is revealed after the kiln has done its work and the piece has cooled. A maker plans carefully, uses compatible materials, and learns from experience. Still, opening the kiln carries a moment of discovery. Did the balance hold? Did the colors become quieter or stronger together? Did the texture create the movement you hoped for? That moment is one reason handmade work feels alive. It contains intention, but it also contains transformation. How do you choose colors when so much depends on context? I begin with the feeling the piece should carry. Do I want it to feel restful, bright, mysterious, playful, or bold? Then I build a small family of colors, rather than asking one color to do all the work. I look for contrast, but also for conversation. Which color leads? Which one supports it? Is there a quiet neutral that gives the brighter colors room? Is there enough difference in value for the design to remain clear when the light changes? The goal is not to control every possible appearance. The goal is to create a piece that remains interesting as conditions change. You can try a simple color experiment with any glass object you already own. First, place it near a window during the day. Notice the first color you see and the color that appears only after you look for a moment. Second, move it against a light background and then a dark one. Watch the edges, the transparent areas, and any texture. Third, look at it beneath a lamp in the evening. Do not ask whether it looks better or worse. Ask what changed. You may discover that the color you thought you chose was only the beginning. This experiment can also help when you are deciding where to display handmade glass. If you want quiet color, choose softer, indirect light. If you want sparkle and movement, try a place where light travels across the surface. If a transparent piece seems to disappear, give it a background that helps its edges speak. And remember that the best location may change with the season. A window that is perfect in winter may receive stronger light in summer. Moving a piece is not admitting that you chose badly. It is learning how the piece lives in your home. Color is not only something glass has, color is something glass does. It responds to light, place, movement, and attention. It rewards the second look. This week, choose one glass object and watch it at 3 different times of day. Notice which version surprises you most. If you would like, share a photograph or tell me what color appeared that you had not noticed before. You can find glass-bound ink, the newsletter, books, handmade creations, and the links mentioned today in the episode notes. This is Stories Made by Hand. I'm Lori Collins. Thank you for spending these minutes with me. Until next time, may the light show you something you did not expect to see.